Hi there. Here I am in Rivera, Texas, which was the last town that I needed to reach to get off the highway. And I am really so happy to be here, uh, especially since it was really hard. It was really hard the last 3 days, especially. Walking on the highway comes with a multitude of challenges, but one of the most significant is that at the edge of the highway it's slanted, and I have to walk close to the edge of the road, and it means that in this case, in the last 3 days, I went about 35 miles walking with one leg, the right leg taking all the weight, and the left leg twisted as I walked. And it just messed me up. I did the best I could to massage my legs at night and stretch them out, but it was a long way to be walking like that. And there was also extremely strong, very, very cold wind. So pushing the cart was very physically challenging. And the wind was so strong that it gave me like an ice cream headache, which was amazing because I've never had like a non-ice cream headache. But wow, it was hard. It was physically really hard. And I did it by listening to upbeat music, imagining myself dancing, and doing some private inner work that was very important. I'm very thankful for the time that I had to do that work. And yesterday was my last day of walking, and the night before, I spent that night at a rest stop, and I couldn't get my ankle to straighten out. My left ankle was like just permanently tilted, and now I know why. It's just a huge muscle knot in my calf. But the wonderful thing is, while I was at that rest stop, I made such good connections, and people were giving me such support and love. And I woke up in the morning and somebody had left me like a gift bag outside of the tent. So freaking lovely. And just for those of you who still think that the world is full of danger, I had to leave the cell phone inside the rest stop to be charged because my backup battery failed. And it was like the only way, and I plugged it in and I tucked it behind a vending machine. But anybody could have found it, and hundreds of people were coming through that place. And I left it there, and I went back to the tent, and I thought I'd get up and go back in a couple of hours, but I was just so tired and exhausted that I didn't. I left it there all night long. And in the morning it was there. Nobody touched it. No, there was nothing. Which has been the experience that I've had this entire journey, is that nothing, if I'm not focusing on fear, nothing bad has happened. In fact, it's all been love. It's all been love. But so I woke up yesterday morning and my leg was a mess, and I thought, and it was freaking freezing. It was like 30 degrees, just over 30 degrees. So cold with the wind. I really needed some hardcore clothing, and I didn't have it. So I didn't know how I was going to make it. Really, it was a rough going. But, like everything else, I took one step. I decided, well, I don't know how I'm going to make it, but I'm going to try. I'm just going to walk as far as I can and do the best I can. And if I have to camp every 3 miles on the side of the road, that's what I'm going to do. And and I made it, and I got to the town like 5 miles from here, and then I had like a terrible muscle spasm. My left leg, my left calf, this got a huge ball from the walk, and I couldn't even stand up. I didn't know how I was going to get here. But I sat there and I massaged the leg, and I did some breathing and some stretching, and as soon as I could get up and walk again, I just continued, and I arrived. I arrived, as always, one step at a time here in Rivera, and got a hotel, which was a delight, totally, to have a warm room, turned on the heat immediately, and climbed into bed and hobbled around last night. But the wonderful thing is, my new friend Elita and her friend Billy went to the store for me and purchased me all the things that I need to make juice, healing juice, high magnesium, high vitamin C juices, to try to recover my body. So I'm resting today and juicing, and I'm just thrilled with it. Not only did they go to the store, and I had sent this shopping list thinking that I was going to pay for everything. It was kind of an extensive shopping list of vegetables and things I needed for the journey. And they came. Not only did they go shopping for it, they came and they refused my money. They would not accept me to pay for it. So every time now today I've been making juice, I've been eating big salads and just feeding my cells, and I am so thankful because all of this is imbued with love and generosity and kindness, which has got to be the most healing energy that there is in the world. So tomorrow I continue, I head towards Corpus Christi, and it's, I think, going to have some bad weather in between. So I'm going to try to plan to make a stop somewhere to wait out any kind of bad weather that I can. And so I don't know when I'll arrive. This is interesting. I had said I'm going to walk deeper in faith. And as I walk deeper in faith and less with planning, it's better. My peace deepens. It's better not to think about the future, even to plan where am I going to stop or where am I going to eat. Although I will look for what are the potentialities of that as I go forward. But I think that I can just accept that everything is going to be fine. I'm getting closer and closer to living every single moment without worrying at all about the future. And one of the wonderful things that happened during this walk as well is that I'd been doing a healing meditation, a meditation looking at the patterns, the primary crisis, the primary challenge of my life. And I had discovered something, a repeated experience that started at birth and continued on, and it was all so pervasive. Really. And when you discover this thing, this challenge, then you know, okay, what is it that it is teaching me, and you can take that and use it. And so what I realize is that I have this pattern of my entire life of being rejected and ignored, made to be invisible by the people that I love. And this has just gone on over and over and over and over, where people will shut me off, shut down, and refuse to talk to me and make me invisible. And so the interesting thing as I did this walk is I went through this enormous amount of emotional healing about that. First, I had to feel really angry about it. Anger is better than defeat energetically. And so I needed to have peaceful anger. And it was fascinating because that's exactly what I had. I had pain and anger while being in a state of deep peace. It was amazing, really wonderful. And then I came to a point where I understood, thanks to the meditative nature of this walk, I was able to understand what my life's purpose is based upon what my life's challenge has been. And I felt filled with joy to know this is it. What do I need to do? And the thing I need to do is not become invisible and not allow myself to be ignored, and stand in my power. And that's what I intend to do in this year ahead. I think 2015 is going to be the best year ever. I fully intend to inhabit my light and stand in the power of my divinity for this year. And I just think, ooh, are we going to have some fun? Oh my God, the joy that I feel when I know my divinity, the bliss that I feel when I know the perfection of this world and of everybody that I meet, that every single person that I meet is a spark, a reflection of God. When I know that, I am filled with bliss and joy. And I do. And I'm going deeper, I'm flying higher, and the higher I fly, the better I see. So I am exhausted, physically bent, physically a mess. However, I feel fantastic, and that's the whole thing. The harder it gets, the better I feel. So I'm thankful. for the challenge that I just had and what I just accomplished. And here we go. We continue to meet wonderful, loving people, to grow, to honor our divinity. This is a fantastic opportunity we all have right now. Change is as simple as one step in the direction you want to go. One step, while knowing that you are, in fact, a perfect reflection of the divine. So here I go. Come with me on my journey. Love. Talk soon.